Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different than how I've been doing the other games so far. So this is the iOS port of FNAF Freddy's 1, and I couldn't really find a good way of actually playing it on stream, like a good way to stream my iPhone screen to on Streamlabs without it being like kind of laggy. Because I tried a lot of things. I tried Air Server, I tried Lonely Screen, and it would like be either extremely laggy, it would sometimes disconnect or pause for literally no reason, and other times it would just like the audio would just not work. Either it would be like due to those little random noises, like a glitching, and then the audio will just cut off completely. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna save myself all the trouble and I'm just gonna off screen record this. So I'm going to be recording my iPhone camera with on the iPhone itself, and then I'm going to like record like my stream layout and my audio and stuff on my computer, and then I'm gonna just fuse the two together to make a video. So it's technically not gonna be a VOD, even though it's gonna be on the VOD channels. It's actually gonna be an edited video, but whatever, it's gonna be a long playthrough. Yeah, so this is the iOS port of FNAF Freddy's 1, like I said. On my first series of FNAF Freddy's completion, I didn't play any of the ports besides FNAF World and FNAF Help Wanted, because I felt like there wasn't really enough difference in content to make it like worthy of a playthrough. But a couple of games, well, FNAF Freddy's 1, 2, 6, and Ultimate Custom Night have something that the PC versions don't, which is, as you can see here on the menu already, unlocks. Wait, actually, you can see here. Wait, let me just do this so I can like put the two together. 1, 2, 1, 2. No, actually, hold up, I forgot to turn on my Wi-Fi. There we go. Okay, so there it is, the store. You have like the survival kit, which is basically like cheat mode. Unlimited power, fast nights, a radar map, and we also have these plushies. For little cute plushies, not actually physical plushies, but plushies that you can have in your office in the game. And I said, you know what, I feel like it will be a kind of interesting playthrough just to see how is it going to be playing FNAF 1 on cheat mode. So let's just go ahead and buy all of this. Let's start off with the survival kit. There we go. Okay, might have to censor that, so I don't want you all to see my password and stuff. Okay. Oh my goodness, the sound of the dead coin purchase. Okay, that's the survival kit. Now time for each of the plushies. Oh man. There we go. Two plushies down. Two to go. For the Chica plushie. Chica plushie done. And Foxy plushie, the only one left. Okay, why is this one taking? Okay, there we go. Okay, So that's it. That's everything. But let me just verify that it's recording. Okay. Yeah, it's all the plushies bought and the survival kit. Let's just turn all of these on. And we also have like options, which we don't have in the PC version. Display mode full. I'm gonna leave it full. We also have like different languages for the subtitles. This game actually does have subtitles. I'm gonna put it in Spanish, you know. Titles on, yeah, for subtitles. Vibrations. Let's put the vibrations. And yeah, I feel like we are ready to go. Reverse Pizza Hut, Pizzeria. It even translates the newspaper ad. Yeah, cameras not responsible for injury or dismemberment. $120 a week. That's less than minimum wage. I'm actually supposed to tap it. Okay, I think in the PC version it just went forward automatically. Oh my goodness, look at them. They're so cute. And yeah, we indeed do have 100% power. Let's see here, everything. Oh look, there's the radar. We have like the little images of the animatronics. Oh, that could even translate the sign. And translates the rules and safety. Rules for safety, I'm sorry. This seems to be pretty much the same, you know. Everything, the restroom, back room, the closet, the corners. That's what, it's already 1 AM. Okay, well, we already know what the phone guy says. I think... Okay, so all of the plushies and the survival kit, they're exclusive to the Click Team remastered version of the mobile port. In the original version, they didn't have this. But something curious is that in the OG mobile version, the one that was developed by Scott himself, the nights were much shorter. I think they were like 4.5 minutes long, kind of like an Ultimate Custom night. But here, well, we have the survival kit, so it's obviously gonna be shorter. But here, the remaster version is pretty much the exact same as it is in the PC version, with the nights being, I believe, 8 minutes and 55 seconds long. So that's interesting to see. I don't know if the console versions have the survival kit. I'm guessing they might do. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look around here, you know. Restroom. And the phone guy's still talking. I love how canonically, with the survival kit, this guy keeps talking for like 4 hours. There's already that little like circus music playing. I already heard the dum 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 dum. Okay, let's let the subtitles run for all the rules for safety. Well, I think it's fair for if the console versions do have the survival kit. I think it's fair, you know, because the mobile players and the console players don't have access to the shortcut, you know, the CD Plus, that you can just beat the nights instantly. Especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcibly pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort and death. The light sounds were also different. The first one, I believe, the light sounds on the OG version were the sound effects of the Pilgrim's Progress, the menu. When you change the options, like little clickings and like. Everyone is still in their proper place. Nothing to worry about so far. Actually, you know what? Yep. I'm gonna turn on guide access just so we can see the gameplay without that annoying bar at the bottom. Okay, we're already 5 AM. Nobody has moved. there's the dum sound. Yep, no, Bonnie's already on the move. And oh my goodness, you're already here? Okay. Keep it close. Keep forgetting that I have unlimited power. Like, you know, we can take a moment to appreciate little silly looking plushies on the desk. You know, they do nothing, but they're there. Just looking cute, as they should. Yeah, there's nothing else for this up to. Oh, there we go. First night done. And yeah, I could believe that this is 4.5 minutes long. Yeah, because it's twice as fast, and you know the nights normally last 8 minutes and 55 seconds. So yeah, half of the time is probably 4.5 minutes or something around that. But the subtitles reset.
Well, if you're hearing this and you made it to day 2, congrats. I won't talk quite as long this time since Freddy and his friends tend to become more active.
Yep, this is the night where Foxy becomes active, I'm pretty sure. It would be like very nostalgic to see the original build of FNAF Freddy's on mobile. I remember when it came out, like, you know, with my story with FNAF Freddy's, I first discovered FNAF Freddy's because of a Chilean YouTuber, which I'm pretty sure it's also well known in the English community, called Herman. Juega Herman. I remember the first thing I ever saw with FNAF Freddy's was his Let's Play on it. And I thought it was like, you know, absolutely an absolute masterpiece of a game. Yeah, but you know, as a young child back in the day, didn't really have access to a computer. Well, at least not to a decent computer that I could actually use to play FNAF Freddy's. Because I know FNAF Freddy's is not a heavy game. Like nowadays, any laptop, any computer built from like 10 years ago will be able to run it. But I remember back in the day, the computer that I used to have, the only computer that I had access to, which was like the absolute worst thing ever. Like, if you try to open Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint on it, it will just explode. If I was trying to like play a freaking YouTube video, it will try to commit seppuku. I don't know how it lasted that long with that garbage junk of a computer. You know, I'm glad I have a better computer now, and hopefully an even better computer coming up soon. But yeah, in that time where I didn't have a computer and I really wanted to play FNAF Freddy's, but I couldn't. When the mobile port was announced, I was absolutely delighted. I remember back in the day playing it on my old iPad, which I still have, but it's like completely non-functional at this point. It's like, what, not 15 years old, but maybe like, I don't know, 12, 13 years old? It's not that far from 15, I know. Oh man. What a time. I actually don't remember if I did beat the game. I think I did beat the game, but I don't remember if I actually beat 420 on... Oh, there you are. Not yet. If I actually, like, did beat... Yeah. The 2020, 2020, 20... Hello there. But, ooh, that's a freaky poster. Really, you have seen better days. The whole gang's here. Except Foxy and Freddy. Because even though the nights on the OG mobile version were much shorter, the animatronics were like more aggressive to compensate for it. I'm pretty sure. So, nice. In a sort of way, it was easier to beat 420 on mobile because a shorter night usually means an easier time. But that also depends, because Ultimate Custom Night is like the shortest night out of any Final Freddy's game, and it's considered the hardest one in 5020. And it could also be the same freaking thing we say for. Same thing could be said for this game, because Final Freddy's 1, without counting the Ender Night from Sister Location, the nights in Final Freddy's 1 are like the longest. And it's considered to be like the easiest game of them all. Like for 20 is probably the hardest. I mean, not the hardest, the easiest challenge of all the mainline Final Freddy's games. I don't know if I would consider like 420 easier than Saturday on Pizzeria Simulator. But yeah, once you get the hang of Pizzeria Simulator, I'd say 420 is easier or harder. I feel like it's easier to get the hang of Final Freddy's 1 than getting the hang of Pizzeria Simulator. Because Pizzeria Simulator, although it's much more skill-based than the average Final Freddy's game, like FNAF 2, FNAF 3 especially, and maybe 4. Maybe 4. It's still kinda random compared to the first one. I'd say the first one is a lot more skill based, because in Pizzeria Simulator the animatronics can it's really hard to predict their patterns, especially when the 4 animatronics of Pizzeria Simulator all behave the exact same, whereas in here, have Bonnie and Chica at the doors, Foxy doing his thing on the Pirate Cove, and Freddy just doing his stroll all the way to your right door, and then he's not able to. You're not able to make him go away. Once Freddy arrives at the E-Hall corner, he's gonna stay there until you either die or beat the night. Which I actually don't think I did know when I was playing it when I was younger. Unfortunately, so I really don't think I did. Oh, Freddy's already on the move, really? Yeah, so looking back, I really don't think I did beat 420 mode. Where's Freddy? I don't see him. Was Chica covering Freddy? So I think, he appears at the very background, you can only see his glowing eyes. I wonder if I can get the Easter egg of the animatronic head, like looking at the camera. I already got this Easter egg of the Freddy poster just being like weird. I really don't think I did it 420 mod as a younger child, but I also play Final Freddy's 2 on mobile, which, yeah, probably Final Freddy's 2 was actually considerably easier than the PC version. But 1020 mode, no matter which version, it's still gonna be kind of a pain. So even though I don't think I did beat 1020 or 420, I probably maybe beat them until night 5. I want to think I did. The one, well, Chica just went here. And yeah, the other FNAF mobile game that I did have back in the day was the third one. I never downloaded the third. I'm sorry, the fourth one or sister location. So yeah, I don't know why I didn't download the fourth one. I think I was maybe a bit scared of the fourth one compared to the other three. And I just kind of fell off of the FNAF scene for a while after the fourth game, so I didn't really bother with sister location that much.
Oh, hey.
Oh no,
Hey, don't worry.
phone guy's gonna die, dude.
Hey, listen. I may not be around to send you a
Oh
message
no.
tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you. When I did. Hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm gonna try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. Yeah, I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there.
No.
Oh no.
It's in the chat for a phone guy. Gone, but definitely not forgotten. Yeah, I did kind of have a bit of Fun as a Freddy's when FNAF Sister Location came out. I remember it was a little hyped when FNAF World was announced, but I didn't even bother to. Well, I couldn't even play because, like I said, I didn't have a PC. But I didn't really bother to look any gameplays of it, because from what I remember, none of the YouTubers that I watched play the first four Fantasy Freddy's games. Most of them, they didn't even bother with FNAF World. I mean, not even Markiplier bothered with FNAF World. So yeah, that's why I was not very interested in the game, and I didn't look anything about the game or even knew anything about the game before I played it for my FNAF video in 2023. My first ever interaction with Fantasy Freddy's World. But I do feel kind of bad because FNAF World is a really good game. I feel like it really did deserve a lot more recognition, especially from Scott, you know. I wish Scott didn't hate FNAF World as much as he does now. Yeah, like I said before, I really would like to see what the update 3 would have looked like if Scott hadn't decided to back out. You know, one of those things that we're unfortunately never gonna know. Just like, you know, what was inside of the box in Final Fantasy 4. But I remember back in the day on the mobile version of Final Fantasy 3 was my favorite thing to do, to just watch YouTubers for clues to know what the heck to do in each night on each of the mini games to unlock the good ending. So Freddy looks really silly just peeking out of the restroom. Why are you doing in the women's restroom, Freddy? That is not your place to be, my boy. Cheek is tweaking. Bunny right here, right? Nope. Oh, dang. Didn't even check on Foxy. You know, I'm kind of glad that there aren't any... Like, the survival kit is not in the PC version, but at the same time I'm kind of curious to see how people would have reacted if the survival kit was an option like back in the day when FNAF first released. I'm sure a lot of people would have liked it. You know, people don't usually like games with microtransactions and pay to win stuff. Like, nice. Like Final Fantasy's special delivery. Good thing the servers on that thing shut down. This is where we are going to get the creepy AF call. Chico already on the move. doors. Foxy already peeking out. Yeah, I agree. FNAF. Series that I've been somehow following for 11 years now. Almost 11 years. Yeah, I remember I did... yeah, I did have a pretty heavy FNAF phase younger. Starting on 2014. The golden days when Scott put those like little teasers on his website and got everyone hyped up about the next game. And then after Security Breach, he just stopped. I really wish he continued to do those teasers. I know Steelwall does a similar thing on their Twitter. It's like little images as teasers, but hi Foxy. But it just doesn't hit the same. Foxy, come on, really? You literally just banged at my door and you're already back, like, peeking out. Yeah, it was a pretty heavy FNAF kid back in the day. And then I fell off, like, after the 4th game, and I think around the same time as FNAF World was being, like, I don't know if developed or released. There's the music. But yeah, I fell out of the FNAF scene for a while. And then I got back into it a little bit when Sister Location came out, but at that point I wasn't that interested anymore, like not as much as I was in the 2nd and 3rd game era. And then, yeah, after Sister Location, I fell off again. And then after, what was it? Then when Pizzeria Simulator came out, I did get back into it again. And then after that, I fell out, and I didn't get back into it. Didn't actually get back into it on Ultimate Custom Night. I think I didn't even know Ultimate Custom Night was a thing. When I went back into it was when FNAF Help Wanted came out. Not that much. I was just like, oh, new FNAF game, that's cool. And didn't really look that much into it. And it took me until Security Breach releasing. Like the actual release, I didn't even know that the game was gonna come out. I didn't see any of the teasers of the trailers. Didn't even know anything. I was like, the day FNAF Security Breach released, I was like, oh, a new FNAF game was being made? Oh, that's cool. I don't have a computer to play it though. Well, I did have a computer, but like, you know, the incident of my computer being not the greatest to be able to play the game. Well, at least I good enough to play it, not good enough to be enjoyable playing it. Yeah, I did watch a playthrough of it, and I was like, it doesn't look like a fun game to me. Oh, good job, sport. See you next week. Mike Schmid. Valued employee. It doesn't even give me like any like extra now. It's just 120 bucks. Okay, let's just go with the 6 Night. I'm pretty sure the font on Night 5 is not the same that's used in the PC version. It's gonna stay here, unclosed. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I was like, you know, the game looks really good. The atmosphere is extremely, like, super well done and everything. But everything else, like the story, and you know the ending of the battle against Burn Trap, it was just like, what even happened, dude? So it took me until Security Breach to get back into the FNAF scene, and I believe that I haven't fallen out of it since. Because, you know, after seeing like a lot of stuff related to Security Breach, I was like, you know, man, I kind of miss Final Fantasy Freddy's. I want to play them again. So I did. I did play 1 through 7. Well, 1 to Ultimate Custom Night. And I had a really good time, mostly. The only game that I did 100% complete on my own before all the streams for the FNAF movie video was the first one. And the sixth one. Yeah, the sixth one. Except for, you know, the Gravity Vortex minigame, which to this day I still think it's the stupidest thing. But besides that, I did enjoy it. Most of the games I ended up like playing them and beating them with a friend on a call on Discord, because I was a little too scared to play it myself, especially Pizzeria Simulator. I remember Pizzeria Simulator was like almost giving me a heart attack. Well, not a heart attack, but maybe a panic attack. It was just like too much for me back in the day. Back in the day, as in like, what, 4 years ago? 3 years ago, I think. Chico just making some spaghetti. I haven't noticed those posters on the right. That's cool. But yeah, now that I have this compromise of doing a long-form FNAF video whenever a new movie gets announced, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be 3 at least, and maybe just maybe a 4th one, or either a TV series. I think it would be cool. TV series of Final Freddy's, kind of like Chucky or Child's Play, where it has like a whole saga of movies, and then a TV series as a continuation of them. I think it would be nice if Final Freddy's to have that, like a trilogy on movies and then a TV series to continue. Cause I really don't think they're gonna stop with Final Freddy's games anytime soon. Now we have Steel Wool, and then we also have Scott making those like troll games. You know, the one he made for the FNAF movie was Freddy in Space 3. And, you know, Steel Wool making the mainline games. And Illumix, I just hope Illumix never touches a FNAF franchise ever again. And Into the Pit, I actually don't know which company made Into the Pit. I haven't checked that. But I'm pretty sure it's a fun game too. And we also have the fanverse stuff going on, which not going. It's not going as good as one would have liked, but what else can you do? What else can you do? Overtime. Thank you for the 50 cents of overtime for the employee of the month. How many employees does this freaking pizzeria even have, though? Yeah, freaking children getting murdered while the cooks are just making the pizzas happily. You know what? I'm gonna beat 420 mode with just the Fast Nights cheat enabled. Oh, I can just do this. It's much easier. I wish this was in the version of PC. Okay, gotta lock in. So this is like the closest we're gonna be to. Oops. To beating the original 420 mode on mobile. That was weird. I'm not really sure what happened there. At the very least, we get some bit of gameplay instead of just being me staying in the freaking like with my doors closed, not worrying about the battery. We're doing good so far. At least I think. If this was the PC version, I probably wouldn't be doing as good. Yeah, this is probably the part where I would just go completely AFK. Let's say maybe around 45%. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there just to simulate the waiting out for... Okay. Well, that was nice. Obviously not as challenging as the PC version, but you know, it was good. At least I wanted to have some bit of actual gameplay, not just staying in the office and talking. Okay. I got fired. Cut off the song. Okay, well, that's Final Fantasy Freddy's Mobile Port, 100% completed. with a survival kit and with all the plushies. So everything has been done on the first mobile port. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing with the FNAF 2 port, which I don't think they have the plushies, because you know the plushies on FNAF 2 they are actually obtained by by beating the custom nights. Yeah, I'm glad to have this done. It's a fun experience just chilling through the entire game with a survival kit. I kinda wish that this was in the